Sutter boys know that kind of thing, and Daryl, honestly, in that 7th game Sunday night, to have Milan Lucic and Brett Ritchie out there in critical moments, he knows his stuff. Here he is.
It brings our province together always. Number 1, sports. Number 2, church. Number 3, music. Think about it. So what's this doing into Alberta right now? It's bringing people together. They might cheer for the Oilers, they might cheer for the Flames. Big deal, right? It's a sport. That's what it's about. Like the best thing ever. The NHL, what more could you ask for right now? You go from 32 to 16, now we're to 8, right? To 8. What more could you ask for? You got 2 teams in Florida, you got 2 teams in Alberta, you got the last 2 teams to win Stanley Cups in Tampa and St. Louis. You got the President's Cup champion for the regular season. You got the conference champion from our side still in it. Like, you look at it, right? It's perfect. So when I say that about all those things, that's, yeah, is it important? Damn right it's important. It's great for the league. It's great for Alberta, especially when this went on, right? COVID, oil and gas, livestock, agriculture, we've all got smoked here the last 2 years, right? So it's good to see that energy and all that positive, and it's awesome.
Emotions will be high. Battle of Alberta, round 2, 8 teams left.
People of Alberta have been waiting a long time for this, since 1991.
You get the odd flare-up in the regular season. The 7-game series is just on another level.
What more can you ask for? Doesn't get much better than this.
Calgary and Edmonton separated by just 300 kilometers, about a 3-hour drive, each perpetually clamoring for bragging rights over the other. For the most part, debates based on subjective opinion alone. But when those bragging rights can be based on something as objective and clearly discernible as a playoff series, it becomes critically important and lives on for years. Michael Farber explains.
Like Theo Fleury on bended knee, Canadian hockey fans have long prayed for a playoff revival of the Battle of Alberta. Now, after 31 years, the Flames and Oilers again meet in the middle. And no, we don't mean Red Deer. The transcendence of McDavid.
Now McDavid in scores! Connor McDavid!
The overtime heroics of Goudreau.
Johnny Gaudreau sends the Flames to round 2!
And the simmering animus of Kassian and Tkachuk. Because this rivalry, also civic but only occasionally civil, is grounded not merely in proximity, but on all that has come before. Edmonton, Calgary, the hockey gods smile. Can I get an amen? The Flames and Oilers did this 4 times in a 6-year span in the 80s, with a coda in 91. This was an alpha series, as their regular season Smythe Division games bled into spring, with an emphasis on bled. The matches that showcased extraordinary talent, Gretzky, Anderson, Coffey, McInnes, Nilsson, McDonald, were also shrouded in menace. A fabulous snipe, a nasty swipe. Flames Oilers could leave a man in tatters, or a sweater anyway. Doug Risebrough took a whooping, but he also took Marty McSorley's jersey into the penalty box and shredded it with his skates. There were literal battles in the battles of Alberta, like Dave Semenko, Tim Hunter, 1 through 4. And Mark Messier broke Jamie McCown's jaw with a sucker punch. They were warriors, at least when they used their sticks like spears. In the 88 playoffs, Gary Roberts wallpapered McSorley into the end boards. McSorley turned up ice and, through some transitive property, speared Mike Bullard. Bullard was stretchered off. Oilers coach Glenn Sather would explain his player had been dazed by the hit, but McSorley might simply have been seeing Calgary red. Like 80s contemporaries Magic and Bird, Edmonton and Calgary needed each other. They made each other better. They ennobled the game, even when dragging it through the mud. They created moments frozen in time, like Grant Fuhr frozen in his crease in '86.
Well, everybody's in a state of shock right now.
Almost 15 minutes remained in Game 7, but Edmonton couldn't find a way to sneak a puck past Mike Vernon after Steve Smith's gaffe. Edmonton had used the Flames as stepping stones to Stanley Cups in '84 and '85, but Calgary, and hockey's most famous accident, denied the Oilers what might have been a run of 5 straight championships. Calgary couldn't beat Edmonton in 2 other playoffs. Not in '88, when Gretzky scored an off-the-post and in overtime slapper in Game 2. Not in '91, even after Fleury's overtime celebration. Fleury slid in Game 6. The Oilers won Game 7. Like Harvey the Hound after Oilers coach Craig McTavish performed oral surgery, it's tough to find the right words to welcome back the Battle of Alberta. There are generations that have seen stuff like McDavid breaking his leg in a goalie fight involving Mike Smith.
This is unbelievable!
But playoffs are on a different astral plane. Of course, we're already preaching to the congregation here in the First Church of Hockey. Now, bow your heads. Let us play.
Man, he's awesome. Elsewhere, Alexander